Hi guys, I just wanted to make a little video. I have had some time away from social media, which has been really important for me to come back to myself. And I did jump on and give you guys a bit of an update as to where I was going and what was happening with the ticking situation, which is still a little bit there. And when I catch it, I'm sort of like, oh, okay, cool. But we are working through that. I just wanted to jump on here though and say that I don't sit in a trauma state. So I'm not sitting here with a level of depression or anxiety or anything that I find debilitating in my life. However, it is my pathway in life to heal, I believe, to heal the wounds that are within me. And those wounds not only come from this life, but they come from my ancestors and they come from previous lives. And I understand that that doesn't necessarily resonate with everybody. But the reason that I do the things that I do, not only for myself, is because I truly believe that I am here to create an awakening for those that are ready to heal their wounds that are within them. And there's lots and lots of people on a health and wellness journey or trying to sort of heal themselves. And there are lots and lots of different ways to do that. But I've said this before, you can pay anybody any amount of money and you can go to any class, any breath work, any sound healing, any ice bath session, any yoga, any of those other modalities that are all wonderful tools. But unless you are prepared to sit and do the work, you will not do anything other than purge money to these companies to give you a sense of perhaps enrichment at that time. But ultimately, you will find yourself falling back into old thought patterns, old habits, old traditions, simply because you actually haven't gone back to the root cause of the issue and dealt with it. A lot of people don't feel that they have trauma, and that is completely fine. And I think I have said this in the past that I used to refer to trauma as, yeah, we've all got shit in our lives. And I pushed back quite hard on the word trauma because I felt like the word trauma was directly linked to being a victim, and I didn't see myself as a victim. That being said, I still don't see myself as a victim. I also don't see myself as somebody that suffers from trauma or anything like that. I see myself as a beautifully imperfect person who is trying to discover why I am here on this earth school and what it is that I'm here to learn. I believe that I am the bridge between the 3D and the 5D. I have no desire at this point in my life to sort of run off and go and live in a community. I do know that there are lots and lots of people that end up on a self-healing journey that sort of step away very much so from the 3D and into a healing space that leads them sort of more into that I sort of want to say gypsy lifestyle that isn't for me. I firmly believe that I can make more of a difference by communicating my own stories to people, my own pain, my own journey. And whilst I don't need anyone to, I guess, support that in any way, shape, or form, nor indulge me in being a small violinist or anything like that. I am simply here because I know that I need to fix myself. I know that I need to heal the wounds that were within me so that I can be a better mum, I can be a better friend, I can be a better partner, I can be a better family member, I can show up in society in a way that I know that the minute that I meet somebody very, very quickly, I can read, and I'm talking the person at the supermarket, very quickly read their mood, and I'm able to more often than not lift them if I feel to share my energy in that way. Alternatively, I may choose not to share my energy and just have a brief interaction with that person and move on. However, there is an awareness around what I am doing for myself, and the hard thing is I am left in a world where I am often meeting people that perhaps find my lifestyle a little bit woo-woo, and I can assure you it's not. It is still very much working consistently, paying my mortgage, going away, going camping, hanging out with friends. It's just that in my quiet time, downtime, alone time, private time, I fill that space with working on myself. And the way that I pick how I'm going to work on something is I recognize where perhaps I've been triggered, or where I feel that I need a little bit of work. And something that's come up for me actually just this week was I wanted to sit down and I write down sort of the ages 0 to 42 and write down for each year something that I specifically remember learning in that time frame. Now, it doesn't matter whether I learnt a good thing or a bad thing. I may have learnt a rule and I've always stuck to it. I've learnt a way of thinking and I've always stuck to it. I learnt what not to do because I made a mistake and I've always stuck to it. I want to actually break down all the things that I have learnt in my life in order to understand whether or not those teachings still align with me at this age. So it's this constant game of playing Earth, shall we call it. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm not sitting here with depression. I'm not sitting here with anxiety. I'm not sitting here with an oh woe's me look at the world. I am truly a very happy soul, and I'm working on myself to heal myself so that I can bring that not only to you guys, but I can bring that to the kids that I work with, and I can bring it to the families of the children that I feel have lost that connection with each other. And I think that it's really important. And ultimately moving forward, I have a lot of ideas in and around creating those bonds back with families and children and creating those connections again, not only for our children's sake, but also for our own sake for later on, so that we can have those connections even more so with our grandchildren. You know, we sit here now with children, and some people, granted, some people don't have kids, and I'm speaking very much from a personal point of view, obviously, but I don't want to lose that connection with my child. I don't want to lose that connection with potential grandchildren. I want to be able to connect with them, which means that I need to be able to connect with myself. I need to be able to know myself intrinsically. I need to know my boundaries. I need to know who I am, why I am, and how I can best facilitate the people in my life and show up for them in the right way. So I am in this space at the moment where I am trying to heal other people, I am trying to heal myself, and all of this is just done with a bunch of tools. And it sounds a bunch of tools. It sounds a lot more wafty than perhaps it is, but honestly, it's a case of, dare I say it this way, shut up and get real. Because if you're not prepared to stop this chatter in your mind that tells you that you're good, you're bad, you're indifferent, you need to change something, you need to do something, you think a certain way, that's not how you do something, or, you know, whatever these strict boundaries are that we've put around ourselves in order to survive, they're the things that I'm breaking down. I don't need to argue with people. I don't need to stand my ground or stand on my high horse or sit on my high horse, whatever it may be. I don't feel the need to do any of that. I don't feel the necessity for anger. I don't feel the necessity for conflict. I don't feel the necessity for any of those things. And interestingly, Buddha or Buddhists sit in this same space, and I'm not a Buddhist at all. However, I do enjoy not feeling angry, and the reason that I don't have to experience this is because I have my alignment in the right place. If somebody triggers a feeling of anger within me, I'm able to very quickly assess if it's mine or theirs. And if I woke up in the morning and I was happy and I had no issue, fair to say it's probably theirs. And whilst people can trigger a past feeling within us, we don't actually have to go with that feeling. We can change that feeling. And that feeling can only be changed when we have done the work. I would love to take on some more people. At the moment, I am working very closely with some kids that are teenagers that are trying to sort of perhaps create that bond with their parents and to break down the barriers between adults and children. And whilst I understand that there are boundaries, we don't need to have full-blown barriers to connect with our kids. So I feel that as an interplay, as somebody who studied interplay therapy, I should say, I understand the value of communicating with children on their level. Now, if communicating with children on their level is as simple as having a chat whilst kicking a football, or having a chat whilst making some jewellery, or colouring in, or doing something that the child is engaged with, you are showing an interest in them. You are showing an interest in being present with them. You are showing an interest in the things that they are interested in. And ultimately, a child will see that as connection. And connection is where a child feels safe. And in the boundaries of safety, a child will open up to you. If a child is able to open up to you within the scope of boundaries, then you will ultimately be able to communicate with them in an efficient way, find out if there's something that they need. And as a full-grown adult who understands the world, you are fully armed and able to give that child some guidance that's actually going to lead them down the right pathway. And I think that, there is a saying that hurt people hurt people. Well, healed people heal people. So I think that it's really important that we continue to show up and love ourselves, and we continue to show up and love others. And you can't love another if you don't love yourself. And working through some childhood wounds, working through some of our old pains is how we do it. And if you want to know how to do that, I'm more than happy to do a consult with you and have a chat and find out what are the things that you need in your toolbox in order to be a successful human and perhaps move forward in a less stagnated fashion. Anyway, I will love and leave you there, but I hope you're all doing well. Love ya. Bye.